Hello and welcome to the SOLABS QM Insights podcast. This show is dedicated to helping our clients learn from experience with the help of our EQMS QM10. I'm your host, Etienne Langlois, Product Marketing Manager at SOLABS, and I'm joined today by SOLABS' CEO, Philippe Gaudreau. Welcome, Philippe.
Hello, Etienne. Good to meet and happy to speak about our document coordinator program today. So that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, very much so. I'm looking forward to going into this a little bit more. Before that, I do have a couple of SOLABS news to share. So first off, we are going to have our annual WooSox game happening on September 18th. So it's happening at the Polar Park. Apologies for people in the region. I'm going to try to pronounce that correctly, but it's going to happen in Worcester, 50 miles from Boston. And then it's been a very successful event for us the last 2 years. So I'm really looking forward to meeting our friends from the industry in the area again, and then hopefully meeting a couple new faces as well. Uh, how about you, Philippe? Do you have any expectations for the event?
It's always great. It's a great venue, good location, and always really enjoyable. So I'm always really happy to get in touch with some of our consultants, friends, and clients, of course. Yeah, it promises to be a very fun evening as usual. And of course, if you're interested to join, if you're in the area, Etienne is there. I can be contacted easily. You're going to have the info in the show notes.
Exactly. So please don't hesitate to reach out. In other news, we've recently closed two new clients that we've added to our family of clients. The first one is called Foresee Pharmaceuticals. They are a Taiwan and US based biopharmaceutical company listed on the Taipei Exchange. From their website, they are driven by purpose, inspired by a better future for generations to come. We strive to improve patients' quality of life and provide cures through innovative research. We develop technologies and medicines that provide patients with better comfort, compliance, convenience, and ultimately cures. The other new client for us is Glycomine. So, again, from their website, Glycomine is committed to developing therapeutics for serious rare diseases, the vast majority of which do not have any disease modifying treatment options available. So we're very, very happy to welcome new clients in our family. It's always a chance for us to meet new faces, challenge our software against regulations, and generally, we learn a lot from clients onboarding with us. So we're very happy with that.
Very happy, and it's a testament that there's a lot of new investments and new development in life sciences, in new treatment, new alternatives to improve the quality of life. So that's really great news to see some of these newcomers striving to get their medicines on the market.
Exactly. In other news, we've had our user group meeting in the middle of May. It's happening again next year, middle of May 2026. So if you guys would like to book a spot in your calendar already, please do so. We'll be having the event again year over year. For this year, my personal favorite topic was contamination control in the aerospace industry by Patrick Boyle, and then the lessons we can take from this industry for quality management. I thought that was both innovative and really interesting. And I was able to understand a lot of it as someone who doesn't have a huge quality background. So I thought it was really good for everyone. Did you have a preferred topic, Philippe?
Pat is such a great speaker. I don't know if I have a specific one in mind. I really always enjoyed the talks from Mike Tayo. Of course, some of the Solab stuff I know already, but definitively enjoy every time to see the passion of Jamie Villeneuve from
Oh yeah.
NextGen talk about reporting and analytics. But most importantly, I'm very happy this year we had a really good combination of or a mix of quality consultants, clients, and technical partners. So we were very happy to have AdLib Software with one of their VPs joined us for a talk, introduce what the good stuff they're working on, especially in the AI front. And we also had Alex from Question Mark, another important partner of ours. So that was it was really nice to have this mix of these three, which are really important to SOLABS in our ecosystem.
Yeah, very much so. I believe it's instead of our usual 10% non-client presence, it was more around the 30% mark. And then I was a little bit afraid of how that would fit in together, but I ended up having good feedback both from the vendors and consultants that were there, and then from our clients saying that this diversity allowed them to create new conversations and then establish new contacts. So overall, it went really well. Excellent. And then last on the list of the SOLABS news, we have a maintenance calendar, and maintenance is coming up in the near future. One is going to be 19th through 20th September, and then the other one 29th through the 30th of November. As usual, you will be receiving communications ahead of time, but I'm just reminding our clients that it's going to be happening in these dates. I also have, in terms of industry news, on May 6th, 2025, the FDA announced that they would now be inspecting international facilities without prior notification. In our case, for all of our Canadian clients, we thought that is an extremely relevant information to have. So, from the FDA's official announcement, for too long, foreign companies have enjoyed a double standard, given advance notice before facility inspections, while American manufacturers are held to rigorous standards with no such warning. That ends today. This is a key step for the FDA as part of a broader strategy to get foreign inspections back on track. So, just mentioning it in case you have not seen the news, you can find that quite easily on the FDA's official announcements.
And we've had plenty of discussions around inspection readiness in our AQ podcast. So if you're interested to hear about this, of course, our SOLABS QM10 is part of the mix of solutions for inspection readiness. But we also have some great shows that we can also include in the show notes here. Some references to our Automating Quality podcast, which covered that topic a few times with really interesting guests.
Excellent. From there, we've spoken on this show a couple times about the EQMS Maturity Model that we have built and are still developing and evolving. And one question that came when I was speaking with clients about this is, how would we define the various levels for competencies? So, Philippe, I know you recently wrote an article on that topic, so I wanted to talk about it. How would you define levels 1 through 3 for a QM10 document coordinator competency?
Well, that's a really interesting topic, and that's something that we want to develop and design as the document coordinator development program, basically. And in the maturity model, we cover the aspects of people, technology, and tools. So from that document coordinator development program, of course, our clients, they have the people already, and we want to make sure that this provides the right set of tools and also in terms of skills development to help them become extremely successful at their job. That's information professional is an area that will defensively grow by a certain extent. It's expected to grow about 16% by 2031 from some of the literature I've read. So that's something that is not going for sure. These folks that are handling the document control, some will call them document administrator or document coordinator. But in terms of skills and development, what we want to work on is really 3 levels, where at each of these levels, it's clear for um, any of our document coordinators that are interested into building and developing their skills and knowledge over time, then that gives them a good path of what to follow. So that first level will be the foundation, then level two intermediate, and then we have a level three that is advanced. This is going to be recommendation that we're providing, and we're going to give references as well in terms of areas where our clients can get access to learning and teaching resources, so they can again increase their skills. So the way it's going to be designed is of course we're going to talk about the focus. For instance, level one or the foundation. If we're talking about the focus, there is going to be on the basic tools, so Word, Excel, Outlook, being able to be comfortable in there. The document lifecycle, so document going from requesting changes, moving from authoring, going to revision, then the approval, setting it to be ready but not necessarily effective, and then approved and effective after training is provided when it's required. The notion of version control is something that needs to be um, uh, understood very well from document coordinators. So, what exactly is a version? What are the differences between minor versions, major versions, which are often referred to into these systems? And from the skills knowledge, we're looking at things like file naming. What are the right standards in doing this? What are the good practices uh, in terms of then version control? So if we're talking about file naming, for instance, an example is if you're using a document management system or document management capabilities in a system like SOLABS QM10, well, you're not going to add the version in the naming of your file. Your file naming should be short. It should be fairly consistent. If, of course, you're going to circulate the document through multiple versions in the system. So if you start adding version in your name, then it's not a good practice, because when you reiterate, of course, someone will forget to rename the file and it's going to change the name. And you rely on a lot of metadata. So when you open the PDF, of course, you can see which version you're at. You don't need to add this into your file naming. But the file naming defensively is important. You might decide that it's going to be the document control number to begin with, then a dash and a short name for the document. So these naming conventions are helpful, and that's something that where you have standard and you can develop. We also want to, again, as I said, provide external references to some of the certifications that are available out there. So if I'm looking again at that level one, there are certification on MOS, which are Microsoft Office Specialist. You have Microsoft does offer through their e-learning capabilities the option for Microsoft Office specialists to get through some exams and demonstrate that they have the capabilities. And this MOS program can bring you to being an intermediate and expert. Can bring you to use advanced features in both Word, Excel, for instance. For those who are scared of pivot table in Excel, for instance, these are things that can be learned. They're fairly easy to use these days. They're quite practical. Sorting, filtering, these are extremely practical, because if you want to look at cleaning your data, extract the information, extract the a list of active SOPs, for instance, uh, within a specific department. These are things that are going to be asked all the time. So that might be useful to extract information from a system such as SOLABS QM10, and then be able to manipulate the information to put it into format that you really need. So these are good recommendation. And again, that's level one. And we also have level two, level three. And at each of these levels, that's what we're defining in this article. So I'm not going to go through the full details, but that's what we want to come up with. And we want to make sure that we help our document coordinators develop themselves and bring and bring all that good knowledge and skills to their business, so they are more profitable, and they're more they enjoy their job more.
One thing that I find fascinating when I'm reading up on your article is that it's not only about well, with directly your QMS software, or if that's what you were leveraging. There's a lot of new tools or new technology that you're adding on as you're increasing in level, and it seems like the document coordinator is going to be essentially managing more tools to be able to have more reach in his day to day work.
Defensively. So, and it's not always things that are being done in the system. So if you're looking at when we're talking about level two, for instance, intermediate, in terms of the tools, we're talking about PDF tools, which generally are called PDF, like PDF standard. So these are not necessarily expensive tools these days, and they're just like part of your toolbox. So you can do a lot of things with them. You can combine multiple documents. You can add some watermarks to them. You can embed some signature. So the adding these tools to your
Mhm.
toolbox allows you to be much more efficient, and gives you much more opportunities to actually ensure that you leverage your EQMS. And especially here, we're talking about the document section, but you're leveraging your EQMS, but you also have not only your EQMS, but in your toolbox, you have a set of additional tools that can be used into controlling documents, and making sure that you have a good experience for the end users, because the more those document coordinators are qualified, um, the less time that people around them will need to actually
Mhm.
prove documents, circulate documents, and get their job done. So at the management level, we would like for them to have really just a simple, just click on this, read and approve. So if we're talking about, let's say, something that we're doing internally in the system, such as the compare file automatically, well, these are also skills that can be used outside of the application. Sometimes
Mhm.
the application will give it to you, but you might want to compare two documents that are not necessarily automatically compared by the system. And these are things that can be done outside. They can be used during reviews. They can be very helpful for people to facilitate their work. If you're at version 10 of a review and you want to send it to someone, well, chances are, if you bring or show them very easily the changes versus version 9, then you save them a lot of time. So the
Mhm.
notion of track changes in Word, comparing files, these are again tools that are outside of the system, but very important to understand.
Interesting. Another thing that I'm getting in mind looking at this is obviously what is inside level one, level two, level three will vary depending on every individual company's objectives with their document coordinator. But do you think that once their levels are defined, every company is going to want to have document coordinators that go all the way to advanced? Or do you think that depending on the needs, some might decide that they don't need all that level of competency?
I think everyone will want the document coordinators to get through all levels. They might not choose to get all the skills at each level. So they might pick and choose what makes more sense to them at each level. So they might not be all certified professional at the end. So in the article, we are providing references as well from the for some of the organizations out there.
Hmm.
So AIIM is one that provides a certification called Certified Information Professional. We also provide a reference about ARMA, which gives pretty much a similar certification. And so that's an example of you might not necessarily have all of these certifications, but you'll probably want to choose one of them that makes more sense to you. So I think that it's going to be important to go through these three levels. But again, based on your context, some of the information we're providing at each level might not be useful for you. And that's why I'm saying you might skip them and just move to the next
Hmm.
level. So it's not necessarily a need to have for each items that we are providing in terms of tool skills and knowledge. It's more a reference of being able to get to the level three, because that's what we would like. We would want every document coordinator working into our ecosystem reaching that level three. And at one point, we might get to a stage to say, well, to reach level three, we would consider that those are absolutely necessary
Hmm.
and some are optionals. But right now, in terms of the document coordinator development program that we're building and developing, it's not something we want to be too strict about to begin with.
Excellent. So that just about covers up the questions I had for you. So I'd like to first off thank our listeners for sticking with us all the way to the end. And then thank you so much, Philippe, for joining me for today's podcast.
My pleasure, and hopefully that development program will be quite helpful for document coordinators out there, which work extremely hard every day. Some of them are true machines. I
Oh, yeah.
appreciate all of them that I've met, and their job is one that is complex, and it's really not about to change. And with some of the tools that are coming, they will become again the notion of skills professionalism that will be required for these jobs is just going to be uh, uh, being added up and adding up in the next few years. So for those that start early, they'll have a head start on others who would not have started already.
Excellent. So if you've been with us via audio format only, please refer to the show notes and access this article that Philippe wrote. You'll be able to see the entire list of what we've been speaking about. And then if you have any feedback or requests for future podcast episodes, please reach out to us at solabs-podcast@solabs.com. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.